I am Engineer Adedeji Doherty, a former state chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State. I was also the former organizing secretary of the Southwest Zone for PDP, a former financial secretary of the Southwest Zone for PDP also. And I was also the chairman of the Presidential Campaign Council for Atiku Okowa in 2023. I've also held different other positions within the party in terms of committees. I was also part of the zoning committee for the presidential election in 2023.
Oh, that is the case. Why has the PDP crisis at the national level lingered on up till now? It has been here shortly before the 2023 general elections. What's really wrong with your party?
Well, thank you very much. I think you are surprised, and I'm not too surprised. And if you ask me why, I'll be able to tell you categorically that unfortunately, the IU-led NWC have not handled matters, adequately. They have not handled matters using the Constitution as their guide. They have not handled matters in a diplomatic way. You understand? The whole PDP crisis started immediately after the presidential election. However, it had already galvanized, and it was already apparent during the various congresses in the various states. So, after the emergence of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate, it was born on the party, not only the NWC, but including the entire NEC, to sit down and see how they could fashion out a template to bring all factions together. There had already been a lot of tension drawn within the governors of both the South, the East, the North. And when I say the East, I'm talking about the Obi group. When I'm talking about the North, I'm talking Atiku Kwakwanso. In the South, you're talking Obi and Wike and one or two others. In the North, you're definitely talking about Kwakwanso, you're talking about Atiku, you're talking about Tambua. So, it was an oversight that occurred within the party, whereby immediately Atiku won, enough time was not given in proper reconciliation. And in politics, proper reconciliation already carries a lot of weight. That means you must have sat down with those that lost elections, or those that you believe are hurt by your emergence. You must have sat down with them. You must have also created a shadow cabinet whereby everybody has a stake. That alone creates transparency on what your administration is going to be looking like when you emerge as the president.
Everyone to have a sense of belonging.
A sense of belonging, including those from the opposition party. Those that were strong at that time was NMPP, Labour, APC. You are supposed to be able to fashion out space for everybody so that each and every one of them will have a stake. Those that are stronger than others will have a higher stake. It is the stake you have in the positive outcome of the election that creates the galvanization of your winning. For instance, in the APC, they had already gone out forcefully on opposition parties, not to do anything, but to convince them that they have a stake if they win. If somebody says, I will make you a cleaner when I win elections, and you look at it, and you say, oh, cleaner, okay. And somebody else comes and said, I'll make you the MD when I win. You would definitely work for the person that says you should come and get the MD. And you will carry your crew. Because he sees something in you, okay, that is worth his salt. When you don't see somebody as somebody that is worth it, when you look at somebody that this person does not matter, when you look at somebody and say, to hell with him, then you are not sure, especially somebody in your house, then you are not sure of where you are going or how fast you can build your castle. In PDP then, you had the G5. You had the Kwankwasos of this world. You had the Obis of this world. These are tentacles. These are factions within the PDP. So one, you are missing 5 of your governors, and 5 governors that have carry weight. You had about 17, and you saw 5 walk away. And I'm talking about the party. I'm not talking about Atiku. You saw Obi, who is a galvanizer of youth. You saw him walk away. You saw Kwankwanso, who has a movement of people. You saw him walk away. You also saw that even in the states, various states, there has already been acrimony on imposition. There has already, bad breath had already evolved in almost all the states, especially the states that didn't have governors, whereby impositions went throughout. People that did not support the party, that has not been supporting the party financially, mentally, physically, people that have not been indoctrinated into the PDP family, were those emerging with tickets, including Lagos. Now, when you sit down, you can look at a crystal ball, and you don't even need a crystal ball to say that you are on a rough road and it's going to be a bumpy ride. So, the crisis of PDP started from all this. And you now saw a situation whereby those that had muscle are now busy pulling the party apart. Whereas, if they came together, the party becomes solid.
Will you say that, will you agree with what the BOT members of PDP did with a visit to the River State Governor Fubara?
Yes.
As a step in many fences?
Well, personally, I am a believer of this analogy of it's better late than never. Between you and me, I've been in the PDP for over 25, going on 26 years. I've never left the PDP. I've met Wabara. It's unfortunate that they are just making that trip. Now, you can never tell if they have been talking to Fubara on phone or whatever. Do you understand? But as long as Wike had not renounced his membership of the People's Democratic Party, personally, I believe not only that, the fact that he has not denounced his membership of the People's Democratic Party and he attended the last NEC meeting, immediately after that meeting, the BOT should have rallied and seen Wike. And by sitting with Wike, they could have come to an agreement, or they would have seen a body language, or he himself would have said something to make us know where he stood or where he stands. Not knowing where Wike stands allows him to make categorical statements, either good or bad. Wike loved PDP to his bones. Wike, like every other politician, also loved themselves. What has happened now is that things have happened that has made Wike rebellious. And a politician with power, with followership, with experience, becomes a dangerous rebel within a political party. For me, as the state chairman of the People's Democratic Party, as a former state chairman, we worked with all governors from different states. We worked very closely with Okowa. I worked very closely with Wike. I worked very closely with, Sheyi Makinde, and different other governors. Obaseki. These were governors that supported my administration during the period I was the chairman. In both experience, financially and everything. And I know that the BOT still needs a lot of work to be done. It's not only seeing Fubara. Seeing Fubara and sitting down makes the BOT look like they have taken sides. And the BOT doesn't need that. The BOT, on that first move of going to see Fubara, as a sitting governor, definitely is a very good and very welcomed development. Now they need to build on it. They need to call the former governor of the G5, let me just put it like that. Benue, Enugu, those G5, especially even those that have even taken positions in the APC government. There is no PDP former governor or former person that does not have a stint of PDP in his blood, even when he's in another party. They all became governors through the PDP. They all emerged through the PDP. So, they, in their quiet moments, and I can tell you this for a fact because I have been in PDP when most of them were contesting to be governors. I contested, I went through screening with Fayose, I went through screening with Oni, I went through screening with Benga Daniel, I went through screening with Akala, I went through screening with Sherry Baron, I went through screening with a lot of former governors. So we all tried to contest, we were all aspirants at the same time. So I know that in their quiet moments, in their history book, the issue of PDP will emerge. And the relaxation, the freedom they had in PDP is not comparable. They know. Senator, or His Excellency, former governor of Lagos State, and now president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was a sitting governor when I was an aspirant. And he called me. I didn't call him. He called me. That's a sitting president. So he is a very astute and intelligent politician. I don't think they are two of a kind in this country. You can say Governor Wike too is also almost at par. But for the River State, the people of River State, and they are totally different from Lagos. And that is why what happened in Lagos was not able to be replicated in River State. You understand? So I believe that the BOT needs to sit down, build on the trip to Fubara, try and see Wike. No matter what you get out of him, you have to get something. Are you in PDP? We are not going to send you out of PDP. Are you in PDP or you're not in PDP? If you're in APC, okay, thank you, goodbye. We wish you good luck. And that is it. The string has to be caught or tied.
Yeah.
One of those two has to happen. And that is when a party stands as a party. Governor Wike in his own quiet moment, because he knows, I know him, he knows me. Governor Wike in his quiet moments does not like what is happening to him. You can see it. He had an interview with some pressmen just yesterday or the day before yesterday. You can see it in his face. He feels hurt, he feels dejected, he feels bad. But his nature is, you can't read him. But except you go close to him. He doesn't like what is happening. And he needs to know that his actions is affecting a lot of people in the PDP. He is damaging the psyche. He is damaging the interest. He's killing the democratic yearning of young people that even want to either join PDP or APC. Do you understand? It is killing it in the sense that those in the APC, the young people in APC, are not happy that just because of what Wike was able to assist them, he has taken a slot that belongs to them. The whole of FCT is in his hands. You understand? So they are not happy. The president can be happy, but most of the members, especially those members that have been there for very long, that have been helping in the APC, they won't be happy with all the appointments given to the PDP members in APC, because they will look at it that they could have won even without working with them. And in the PDP, you are killing the PDP democratic dream of youths, because they are also aspiring to go into PDP, and then they see you talking about the PDP, they see you treating Fubara the way you are treating him. Everything is in the open.
What is the problem?
Do you understand?
Fubara and Awuke?
That question should be asked from him. But for me, let me give you a story. It's not only peculiar to Wike, it's also peculiar to a lot of other people. But it depends on how you are. Let me give an example of Akwa Ibom. The former governor of Akwa Ibom was the one that worked for the emergence of the present governor of Akwa Ibom. And it has happened like that in different other states. Some are cool as they work for you and you become governor. Delta State, the former governor of Delta State, Governor Okowa, worked tirelessly for Oboveri to emerge as governor. A lot of them either cut the cord and let the new governor do his thing, or, like Tinubu, will hold his cord and it become a puppet.
Just as they are.
Do you understand? So, at the end of the day, I don't know what has happened between Wike and Fubara, but it was just too early. That's my own take. It was just too early. But whatever it was could have been managed better if the party stepped in
Earlier.
And not wait for it to degenerate to 26 members of the House of Assembly trying to impeach the governor. And this. The powers that the Constitution gives the governor is enormous.
Yeah, yes.
Do you understand me? The powers that the Constitution gives the president is also enormous and could be used to his advantage at any time.
Let's talk about the crisis within the PDP in Lagos State. Well, what is really wrong PDP Lagos? Over the years, there has been disunity, factions, especially before elections and during the elections.
Yeah.
What is really wrong within your party in this state?
Well, thank you for asking me that. Like I said in the beginning, I have been a member of the People's Democratic Party for close to 26 years without leaving the party. I have always delivered my polling unit to the party, both at the presidential level and at the governorship level. However, you see, when you continue to see abnormal things happen within your party, you start getting uncomfortable. I'm a believer of party is supreme. However, party is supreme when the party handlers or when the custodians of the party follow the constitution that had been created by the founding fathers. When the custodians deviate from the constitution, then you see that they are already practicing anti-party. For instance, in 2023, 2027, 2011, 2015, 2019, there have always been fresh people that have been given the tickets for governor during the primary elections. There was Funshaw Williams that came from AD when the Dosumus, Dosumus, Badamosis, and all of them were in PDP running for governor. And they had been Yomi Edu and go. You understand? In 2007, you remember Obanikoro came in. Was brought from ACN or AC. After Obanikoro, this guy, Dosumu, was brought from Nemasa. He wasn't a grassroots person. We didn't know him. After Dosumu, Agbaje came in. After Agbaje, then Agbaje again. I contested in that election because I was against that happening. And apparently at that time, it was only Jimmy Agbaje that came out for governor. After Jimmy Agbaje the second time, then you now brought a 4-week-old or a 4-month-old person from AC, from ACN. the leaders today don't even see it. They don't even realize it. Let me tell you something. I noticed, I did an audit of the PDP membership in Lagos State. Our membership was far below what it should be.
At the moment?
No, at that time. That was in 2018. And we were going to run in 2019. You understand? So, I decided to run for state chairman in order to do a proper audit and galvanize and mobilize into the party towards 2023 election. Now, I became state chairman in 2019 after the election. So it gave me time to rally round, to galvanize and mobilize into the party, which I did. So when I was state chairman, unfortunately, COVID came in. During the time of COVID, I mobilized through friends and members. We mobilized millions of naira towards palliatives in the entire state. We did not focus on only PDP. And that was because the APC-led government was not distributing palliatives to PDP areas. So I, as the state chairman, mobilized and had working relationships with Cadre, I had working relationship with Honeywell, I had working relationships with some vegetable oil companies, whereby people could pay to them, and we just collected the product to be distributed. We had distribution networks all over the state, to the point that Lagos State government wrote us. I still have the letter. Lagos State government wrote us, telling us, thanking us for taking part, in the distribution of palliatives all over the state, and that our contribution to the reduction of hunger during the COVID period has helped. This is the letter. It says, on behalf of the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, I wish to express our sincere appreciation for the donation of 10 cartons of Honeywell noodles to the Old People's Home, Sabo Yaba. I pray that God in His infinite mercy shall reward you abundantly for your act of magnanimity and passion for the less privileged in our society. And it was written to the state chairman, People's Democratic Party. This is the work we did. But inside PDP, led by, Chief Bode George, they did not see it. They did not. As a matter of fact, they worked against it. These are donations into Honeywell. We had close to over 1 million cartons that came out of Honeywell to help the indigenous company, Honeywell, to make sure that their staff continued to work and they continued to have money to pay their staff. We mobilized money into Honeywell, and it's owned by about Tudeko. Do you understand? And we distributed it all over the state. And the state recognized, but we never got anything from PDP. We never even got from even the governors that sat in PDP. You understand? So what I'm trying to say here is that PDP Lagos State lacks visionary leadership, cohesion, investment, and in terms of creating hope and helping the youth achieve their dream. Let me give you an example. Today, there is hunger in the land, created by maybe bad governance or, climate change or whatever. All the states, the PDP states that don't have governors, are wallowing in hunger. And we do not even have any governor that has said, PDP Lagos State, let us send you 2 trailer loads of rice, or let us send you 1 trailer load of spaghetti, or let us send you salt, or let us send you sugar, or let us send you anything. Doesn't have to be money.
What is the contribution?
Do you understand? So that is where leadership comes in. That is where cohesion of a party comes in. That is where management of a party comes in. That is where you galvanize, you support youth to join your party.
What is the contribution of Chief Bode George in Lagos PDP?
Well, it's a question you have to ask Chief Bode George. It's a question you have to ask Chief Bode George, because as far as I'm concerned,
because it's a big fish, the PDP family in Lagos State. He has been there over years.
Yes, you see, when you have been there over years, Chief Bode George is our leader. Chief Bode George is our father. Chief Bode George is our mentor. Do you understand? However, a mentor, a father, a grandfather, or whatever you call it, is not caged from making mistakes. Is not caged from making mistakes. And then Chief Bode George was governor when he was probably 35 or 40 years old or something like that. Chief Bode George is only 80. Over the past 40 years, things have changed. Psyche of people have changed. The political terrain has changed. When Chief Bode George was governor, Wike was still, he probably still in the university. You get my point? Where was Fubara when Chief Bode George was governor? So it is time for PDP to step back and look at these. You cannot move. Let me tell you something. It's just like, we are talking about Chief Bode George. When you are talking about Chief Bode George, you are talking about Obasanjo's time. You are talking about close to Gowon's time. You are talking about, the times of old. Listen, let me give you a very good example. I ran for governor at the age of 38. I am 62 now. You will not believe it that if Bola Tinubu does 8 years, I will be 70 by the time he completes his term. That is how the old waste the lives and waste the lives of the youths. Do you understand? And a whole generation goes. And it's only because you're showing respect. Do you get my point? In America, Obama became president at the age of how old? About 45.
Bill Clinton, 40 years.
40. Do you understand me? You understand? I am even getting too old to even run for governor. It's my junior brothers that are running for governor. That is how a generation stops other generation from evolving. Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, in Abacha's pictures with MKO Abiola, you will see Senator Tinubu behind His Excellency, Mr. President. He has evolved through the democratic history of this nation to the point where he himself should look at himself and say, a younger person should come and run this nation. A person with IQ, a person that, and then he could mentor that person. But in this part of this country, do you understand? Our old lay entitlements. They lay entitlements to positions of authority, positions where you should have young. Go to China. Go to China. You will see a director of a big parastatal in China, and you just see a young lady of maybe 27, 28, or 30. And she's the one controlling the whole thing. The youth of today, the Gen Zs and the Gen X, and they have a different mindset. They have passion. They have technology. Their brains are not wired like ours. Address the indiscipline in the party. Address the infiltration of national in the creation and imposition of party positions and party tickets. Address what kind of empowerment that you want to give to the youth. A lot of PDP members are in hospitals today looking for help. A lot of them do not have jobs. A lot of them are hungry. And you are putting them in positions of authority within the party. What do you expect? What you expect cannot be good. So, I believe that governors that are sitting on the platform of the People's Democratic Party have a lot of work to do. They need to be able to fund the party at the local level, at the state level, where they don't have governors. They cannot leave it to that state, except they want to sell that state to the highest bidder. And the highest bidder can be an APC man, it can be an ABGA man, it can be a PDP man, it can be anybody. Let me give you a very, very bad precedent that happens in People's Democratic Party. And I'm saying this on air so that they can hear. During a congress, during a primaries, do you know that APC, ANPP, NNPP members can go to Wadata and go and buy funds to contest the PDP? Yes. All they need to do is go there, take a fake PDP ID card, and then go there and say they are members of PDP, they want to run for governor. And then you can just bring some drums and start drumming. And then you go in and go and pay at the organizing secretary's office. And that's it. You've already become a candidate, an aspirant. And then you can truncate the outcome of the results of that primary.
Outcome?
Yeah, that is the way it is. So if you can do that in a party like PDP, that's supposed to be astute and everything, know that there is a problem. In APC, you can never do that.
It's a big problem.
it's a big problem. True.
This cause for concern.
Even in creation of party offices, you can go over to Abuja and go and buy the forms of party office into every position. Once you bring the money, how can you operate under such? So these are the things that have been happening in PDP, among a lot of other things, but I don't want to go into that, that have been happening in PDP Lagos State that has not made PDP Lagos State a formidable force to win elections in Lagos State.
Finally, and briefly, sir, let's talk about the seizure of the presidential jet by the Chinese. They even secure a court order in place.
Yeah. Well, the international community is not Nigeria, and we need to understand that. If you have an agreement, whether it be whatever kind of agreement that you have to live with that agreement. I believe, I don't know much about what happened, but I hear that it happened during the time of Amusu. You understand? And Amusu, I think, has come out to say that he mistakenly signed some documents for the free trade zone that he was looking towards building in Ogun State. Now, that's an indictment. And I hope Abusu knows that him saying that he made a mistake in signing, do you understand, has already indicted him that he committed that act. It's already in the public domain. He said it was a mistake. Now, in governance, you have to pay for your mistakes. Unfortunately, the good people of Ogun State have a 76 billion or 76 something naira bill on their neck that they have to pay. You understand? It is now left for the federal government to see how they can work this out in a bilateral form.
The agreement was between the Chinese firm and the state government.
Yeah.
So why involve the federal government? Why seize the presidential jet?
Yeah. Okay. Good. Now, when in government, I don't know how the structure worked in this particular instance, but normally, a state does not go out and take a loan, especially and go into bilateral agreements or take foreign loans without the backing of the federal government.
Okay.
So it is when I believe that that particular agreement was backed by the federal government, and they just triggered the agreement. They triggered that clause. You understand? They triggered that clause against the Ogun State government, against the federal government. Sorry, you understand? So that is exactly what I think has happened, and I'm sure that when the diplomatic attaches and the business communities and business interest groups in that transaction meet, then definitely they will.
This seizure of the presidential jets, what does it indicate for Nigeria? Although one has been released.
Yeah, I believe that if one has been released, thank God we have one that the president can ride on, and then the others definitely will be released once an agreement has been reached, But the Chinese just wanted to conclude on their deal. You understand? Nigerians too have done it in the past, yeah. They've done it. They've seized aircrafts owned by one or two businessmen in South Africa. They've seized. Nigerians also do it. It's just that you don't hear about it. Nigerians also seize other governments, not government, but other private individual aircrafts in various countries when there is a litigation going on that is in their favor. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.